Hello, cryptocurrency investors. This is Reggie Mabry reporting live at the Fintech Symposium that happened in New York. Breaking news, the French Revolution, and this time it's about fintech and banking technology in France. France is poised to lead Europe and possibly the United States in banking technology because of its aggressive plan to balance technical innovation and regulation with an edge on technical innovation. At this meeting strategically was also Ripple's Director of Regulatory Relations, Ryan Zagon. See his comments in my other videos covering this event. But I was happy to see that Ripple XRP understands that France will be the leader in Europe. Now, this all happened at the Fintech Symposium this Wednesday, March 28th, 2018 in New York City. Let me tell you that the fintech world was there as France announced its supremacy in fintech. Leading off was Anne-Claire Legendre, Consul General of France in New York, strategically joined quickly by the head of the Bank of France in New York. And then Nathalie Biandomolin, head of Innovation Hub of the ACPR, was introduced. Now, I don't have all of Nathalie's presentation, but I do have a PowerPoint, which I will show later. But she is one of the technical heads in this French Revolution. So let's hear their comments.
No, it's not yet. Sorry. Good afternoon. We're very happy to welcome you this afternoon, and I see that I can see the level of interest for the financial and fintech innovation in France. So thank you very much for being here. On behalf of Banque de France and the ACPR, the French Banking and Insurance Supervision, who organized this session. So I'm the Consul General of France, and for us, of course, this is really important event because we want to provide you today with an update on the opportunities France can offer to financial technology. France's ambition is to secure the position of a gateway for financial innovation in Europe, and this happens in a time when technology is dramatically transforming the industry globally, but also at a time when the financial landscape in the European Union is undergoing significant changes. So of course we will discuss the context. But first, I just wanted to plant the scenery, maybe a little bit broader than just touch upon the new initiative by the French banking and monetary authorities. As you know, President Macron has set a very ambitious agenda of reforms for France. And this aims at transforming dramatically the business and investment environment in France to make it much more business and investment friendly. President Macron has been elected 8 months ago, and in the course of these 8 months we have already passed a series of very ambitious reforms, starting with a labor code reforms that makes it much more flexible and much more predictable for companies to hire and fire in France. We also passed a crucial fiscal reform that has reduced dramatically the corporate tax rates to put us in the average, in the European average, and has also adopted a new flat tax rate on capital income and gains. So all this clearly aims at attracting more foreign investment to France and at making it more competitive. This is also part of an effort to make our country much more innovation friendly. President Macron wants to make France a startup nation. To do so, it has a very ambitious agenda in terms of supporting startups. A 10 billion euro fund has been created to support the creation of startups in France, and we see already the results of this policy, because France, for the very first year, last year, ranked first country in Europe recording the creation of companies, and Paris ranked as the first capital before London and before Berlin for attracting venture capital. To achieve this ambition, of course, France can rely on the very high quality of its human resources that I guess you know very well. France is already one of the home of one of Europe's major financial centers, as well as some of the best mathematical minds in the world, and top university closely linked to the financial industry produce each year hundreds of future innovators eager to get involved in this digital transformation. So the spirit of reform and innovation is echoed by the economic reality of French fintech, which is our subject today. Let me just quote some figures. Investments in fintech startups in France have reached a record high in 2017, garnering around $390 million a year, a year-on-year increase by 84%, and raising $480 million in M&A. French banks are among the largest investors through dedicated investment funds and technical support, and thanks to European and French government incentives, French banks are now developing application programming interfaces to better link themselves to the new fintech actors. Let me just say a few words also of the regulatory environment and the legal framework that is putting in place by the French government. I just want to mention two examples to show you how Europe and France are proactive in creating a secure and innovative, friendly legal framework. First, blockchain technology. Our finance minister, Bruno Le Maire, announced that he will present a legal framework for blockchain in the coming weeks, guaranteeing all players the necessary security for their development in France, while ensuring, of course, room for experimentation. A second example is the GDPR, data privacy and data protection. We just had the president of the CNIL a few hours ago in New York to explain what GDPR will bring to the scene in Europe. This is a groundbreaking regulation. It's unprecedented anywhere else in the world, and surely, you know, some other countries are trying to copy us on this point. And this is a very important element of framework to bring transparency and accountability to the digital economy. So clearly, the country's regulators are eager to foster its innovative forces by creating a helpful and clear regulatory framework. Since 2016, with the creation of Le Lab, the laboratory, and the Fintech Innovation Unit, Banque de France and the ACPR have been strongly committed to supporting the digital transition. Their objective is to participate within the single European market in the development of a financial center of excellence, both in terms of security and regulation scalability. So today you have a unique opportunity to discuss with key representatives of this very regulatory institution. They will answer all of your questions, I hope. So we will start with a first panel that will provide you an up-to-date picture of the fintech and the initiative taken by the banking authorities and the French authorities. And then we will enter more into the fintech ecosystem question. So to open this session, I will leave the floor to François Haas, who is the head of Banque de France here in New York City, and then we will have a panel, and I want to have special thanks to Nathalie Beaudemoulin, head of the ECPR Innovation Unit, who will take the floor, and Pierre Bienvenu from the ECPR's Innovation Unit, and Thierry Bedouin, Chief Digital Officer of Banque de France, for their presence with us this afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here, and I hope this will be a very fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Madame la Consul. Just a few words. I'm the last one standing between you and the real substance of the afternoon, so I will be very short. Just provide you with some housekeeping information. As Anne-Claire mentioned, we have two panels and two keynote speech this afternoon. The first one will be given by Nathalie for the ACPR and to set the scene. The last speech will be given by Thomas Philippon. To some extent, Nathalie will tell us where we stand now, and Thomas will tell us where we go in the future. So two panels and two keynote speaks. We also have an information session where staff from Banque de France and the CPR will show you, will tell you what we do exactly in these two institutions and how they can help you with your work. We have not planned to have any speed dating session, if I may say, but we have a coffee break and we have a reception after the symposium where you can have bilateral discussion and bilateral contacts with the participants. One last word maybe, this event is open to the press, so everything will be on the record. Having said that, I will stop there and give the floor to Nathalie to start the afternoon. Thanks a lot for being here and have a nice afternoon. Thanks.
Hello everybody, I'm Nathalie Beaudemoulin and I'm in charge of the ACPR, which is the French Banking and Insurance Supervisor.
Before I add some of the other comments, Thomas Philippon, professor of finance at NYU, said these controversial words as my battery was dying. Yes, he said that Europe will lead the Europe-American market in fintech, and we now believe it is through France and their innovations and their pro-regulatory stance on fintech and blockchain.
For 10 years, the European banking industry is going to be more competitive than the American ones, even though historically it's been the other way around. It's been the other way around for 150 years. Thank you very much to the consulate, to the SCPR for organizing this conference. It was brilliant, and I learned a lot from the previous panel and the discussions earlier. So I just want to, so it's late, so I'm going to try to be funny. If I'm not, you can still laugh, because if you're happy. So I want to give you like a long-term perspective on what's going on in finance and why I think fintech is actually doing some good in finance, which actually hasn't been the case in the past. So first, let's take stock of where we are today. And today I mean post 09 crisis. So clearly what we inherited from the past is that the financial system is expensive, levered, and too big to fail. So the way I capture it is with this kind of dinosaur. And I think that the thing that's striking is, that's the world we came from. And I guess for a long time, it was not a completely irrealist belief to have that any efficient financial system would involve this kind of monsters. It's a bit like if you were to be on Earth 3 million years ago and you looked around and you see all the big, successful creatures were all that big, then you would conclude that's it. That's whether life is always going to be like that on Earth, right? But we know exposure is not true. So that's exactly where we are today. So this is that's the system as it is today. The person thinking there, the Rodin thinker, that's Nathalie. Right? She's thinking about how to make the system more efficient. And then we have some ideas about how an efficient system could look like. So I like Antilope, so it could be something else. But we have no idea how to go from A to B, right? And then the fintech is this little mouse there, and we don't know how it's going to grow and what it's going to become, right? So I think that's where we are. So then let's put some perspective. This is what finance is doing. So I'm going to look at the US first because that's the economy for which we have data in the long time series. So this is what happened in finance over the past 130 years. You have two things. One is the red stuff. The red stuff is how much finance is going on.
Now, the meat of the French position was led by Nathalie Bion-Domolin, head of the Innovation Hub of the ACPR, and her team. I didn't get a chance to capture all of that because I wasn't expecting to be the only camera live there. But let's listen to what I was able to capture from her team, and at the end I will show some very strategic slides that are also captured by my camera for all of you who want the inside scoop on how France will be the leader of the fintech revolution in Europe and possibly outdo the United States. Let's see.
So good afternoon, I'm Thierry Bevin. I am the Banque de France Chief Digital Officer, and I will present you with Nathalie and Pierre what we are doing to foster innovation on the Banque de France side and also on the regulatory side. As a CDO, my role is to transform the bank, transform the Banque de France in a digital way. Of course, it's quite a challenge for a central bank. And I would say that, of course, my role is also to connect Banque de France with startups and fintechs. I have been nominated at the end of 2016. And I think that at my position, and I think that I am still the only CDO nominated in the central bank. So, so I think that it's also a signal for Banque de France to show that we are engaged in innovation. So digitalization for Banque de France aims at making the central bank of France more agile, more proactive, and of course more innovative. And of course in all our businesses or main missions that we have, so in a very sensitive way, monetary strategy, of course, financial stability, including the banking supervision and regulation, and the services we deliver to the economy. Another good point for innovation is that innovation will help us to play a major role in the Eurosystem. So the Eurosystem is a group of central banks of the Eurozone, and we already have a key role in the Eurosystem. Why? Because we deliver some services. We are service providers for all the Eurosystem. For instance, I can give you two examples of services we deliver. We develop and we host an application for the pricing of all the assets used in the monetary policy, used as collateral for all the central banks in Europe. And another example is that we operate the identity and access management service for all the central banks in Europe. That means for all the users of central banks who connect to application in the Eurosystem, and also, of course, for users from commercial banks who connect to Eurosystem applications. So innovation will help us to be a leader in the Eurosystem. What does digital mean for a central bank? In fact, it's a cultural shift to change for a central bank. And digitalization, of course, means that we have to change our processes and to digitalize our processes. And also to ask to the people working at Banque de France to change, to transform their own work and the way they interact with all our counterparts. We have organized our digital program within 4 axes. The first one is about culture and new usages. So we spread all over the bank the culture of digitalization. The second one is about data management, and we try to improve our capabilities in data management and sharing data and opening the bank to third parties. We digitalize all our processes in a kind of systematic way, and we foster innovation. And of course, innovation is also a way to for our businesses to anticipate for their future work and the way they will operate their activities. So we have already taken some initiatives in all these domains. So just to give you a quick insight, on the same slide, please. Yes, for regarding the culture, we have set up a digital school, an internal digital school, and we deploy new ways of working, collaborative tools, design thinking method, and so on. On the data side, I will give you some insight about our blockchain initiative in the next slide. But we, of course, use a lot of big data technologies, and what we are doing now is that we are building a data lake that will be a single repository, data repository for all the bank, and of course it will be the basis, the basement for new analytical capabilities and new artificial intelligence capabilities. It will be the base on which we will develop artificial intelligence algorithm. We are also opening our data, our public data, to all the third party, and we have opened some open data sites and an open data room for researchers. Regarding the processes, so we have defined a kind of methodology to digitalize our processes with metrics to monitor that. And we are working on all the aspects of our activities, monetary strategy, service to the economy, monetary stability. For instance, we collect data in the Eurozone regarding the money market for the Euro system, and we deliver the database to the ECB, who centralize the information, and for that we use big data technologies. And on the innovation side, we have set up Le Lab, so this information that we have now an innovation center at the Banque de France, so it's just a place where we can work with fintech and startups and, of course, experiment new technologies, all kinds of technologies, of course, artificial intelligence, blockchain, IoT, chatbots, and so on. So this is our digital program, and of course we are going on and digitalizing all our processes inside the bank. So to give you some insight of what we do, like the experimentation in the lab, I can give you some example. The first one is about the blockchain. So it was one of the first use cases we decided to experiment at Banque de France in the lab was to find a good use case for the blockchain, and we made a proof of concept in a few months, and because it was quite successful, we decided to go in production with this blockchain. And I'm happy to say to you that at Banque de France we have a live blockchain. We put in operation this blockchain at the end of 2017, and this blockchain aims at delivering payment identifiers to the banking community. So this identifier is for SEPA identifiers. That means SEPA is a European standard for payments, and some banks will need to have some payment identifiers, ask this identifier to Banque de France, and Banque de France is now delivering this identifier through the blockchain. So just this example to show you that, in fact, in the lab, we have a very pragmatic approach. And what we want to do is, of course, to experiment things, experiment use cases, but also to have all the capabilities to go in production and to really change and transform the bank. The second use case is about a place for technology, and that is real in many fields. First of all, in cloud computing, there are main actors in cloud computing in France. Of course, French actors, just like OVH, Orange, but also international actors, just like Microsoft, Atos, who have capabilities in France for cloud computing. And we have a framework in Europe defined by EBA to make recommendations to all the actors to outsource their services with cloud, with good practices and good rules regarding security, reversibility, and so on. Regarding data science and artificial intelligence, I can say that in France we have also very good skills coming from top universities and also research and development centers. I have just noticed that INRIA is a public research center for artificial intelligence. Facebook and Google have also decided to set up some artificial intelligence centers in France. And I would like also to mention that the ACPR has launched a reflection, a discussion with all the financial actors about the use of artificial intelligence. Thanks to Nathalie. On the blockchain, good skills in France too, and a favorable regulatory framework because we have a law, and Consul said at the beginning of the afternoon that we have also a new law allowing to use blockchain for unlisted securities. So that means that new kind of financial services could be delivered through the blockchain. There is also an upcoming specific regulation regarding for labeling ICOs. And there are a lot of initiatives from the financial sector and startups. You will have some insight in the next panel, I think. On the innovation side, there is a French tech network, quite famous, I hope. And Nathalie said that the Station F is also a big incubator in Europe. I think it's the biggest one, the biggest campus of incubator in Europe, and it is located in Paris. There is also, of course, now you know Le Soir, so Le 12, so Edouard explained you that we have this dedicated incubator for fintechs. And I would like also to mention a very famous event, so the Paris Fintech Forum. It's the most important fintech event in Europe. And just to finish my presentation, I just want to show you some picture, a short video of the Paris Fintech Forum with nice speakers. Invite you to listen to that. Was very short. I think that's just a few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes.
It seems to me that Paris leads the world probably at the moment in the ability to be able to deliver more modern technology for financial services over and above what's going on in London. And I think my sense of it at least, is that French institutions, French government, French support for these projects is very, very strong. And it seems to me that there's a very distinct possibility that that will mean that actually the history of the next 10 to 15 years will be dealing with chains and we'll be dealing with businesses that are actually based in France, based in Paris. No longer necessarily in London, no longer necessarily in the United States. I think that the French opportunity is extremely interesting.
I don't oppose incumbents on one side and fintechs on the other side. On the contrary, and incumbents need innovation. We will probably speak about that. We feel responsible for a good balance between the various actors and for a convergence between two absolute necessities. On one side, financial stability, and on the other side, financial innovation. It could seem contradictory, but the future of finance relies on this convergence.
Okay, so hope you are convinced. And what I just want to say, just to conclude, that what we are trying to do at Banque de France is to put tech in our activity. In fact, we are also fintech. And maybe the new concept is to be a central bank tech. And we are CB tech. So just my presentation to explain this to you. So I give the floor to Nathalie and Pierre.
So thank you, Thierry. So just to come back to our action at the ACPR Innovation Hub and to explain some pieces of regulation that may be of interest for you in the French market. So at the ACPR Innovation Hub, we provide you with a clear and rapid view on regulation. We organize very quickly bilateral calls or meetings. We have also put e-learning on YouTube. We organize Fintech Morning with new actors that want to know about a bit more about how to have a good file, to facilitate the licensing process, for example, in the payment field. We are also open to all. It's a very significant and very key principle for us. There is no selection. We are not going to say this innovation is good for the French market, this innovation is not good. We are going to receive all the fintech that would like to get an advice from the French supervisor. There is no fees when we receive you and we give advice, and we do not charge you. And we are also tech neutral. It means that we are not going to say this technology is better or this one is bad and so on. We are also a small, agile and tech-friendly team. We have engineer and tech profile in the team, as well as a more regulatory profile, I would say. So we are able to mix expertise, and I think it's really important in this digital revolution to be able to mix tech expertise and people from the regulatory side. Then you can also get informal direct contact with us during exhibition events. We are also at the SWAVE, as Station F, of course. So I think that our action is really to facilitate how you have set up very quickly your business in France.
So, as Thierry said, we are very much to learn at the Banque de France from innovative players. But at the same time, you may ask yourself, okay, what can the French fintech regulation offer to you? And if I may, I think that the French fintech regulation could be summed up into one single word, and this word is proportionality. Let me illustrate this proportionality into three main features for the French fintech regulation. First, you have to be aware that in many cases, in the vast majority of cases, the French fintech regulation is actually a European one. So our regulation is very much anchored in the European regulation. It means that once you are licensed in France as a bank, as a payment service provider, as an investment service provider, you are free to provide your services in all European countries, in 28 countries, 27 tomorrow. But this shows that this European regulation offers a very stable regulation, and it offers regulatory certainty for the fintech. The second feature of the French fintech regulation is that it offers a wide range of activity-based regulatory status. I'm sure there will be one status that would match your activity and that would be proportionate to your size and to your risk. So if you want to provide banking services, it means taking deposits and offering credits. There will be a joint ACP or ECB process, a single process to be granted with the bank license. And in Europe, some fintech like N26 or Agin have already been granted with the banking license. If you want to provide payment services or investment services, there are other licenses that are also European. So it means the financial passport work also for these specific statuses, and there is, thanks to the PSD2, a proportionate regulation also for data aggregation. So, which is a significant step towards open banking. And in France, if you want to be only in charge of the customer relationship without taking the financial risk, I mean, you want to be a broker or a distributor, there is no authorization. There is a very fast registration process, and then you are supervised by the ECPR only for consumer protection rules and for KYC rules. So it means that many people advocate for an activity-based regulation of fintech versus the entity-based regulation of fintech, but I can tell you that in France and in Europe, the activity-based regulation of fintech already exists. And finally, our model of supervision is mainly risk-based because we prefer principles over rules. And in many cases, the regulation offers a certain level of flexibility. For instance, regarding internal control, the regulation requires 3 lines of defense for your internal control framework. But we are aware that, for instance, for fintech, it would be difficult to have an audit function when your startup is made only of 10 people. So in those cases, in those concrete cases, the ECPR agrees to the audit function to be outsourced to a third party, to an external party. And this flexibility, we want to leverage on this flexibility to allow the fintech to scale.
Okay, so let me give you 2 concrete examples of proportionate regulation in order
to enable safe and digital customer relationship. And let me share with you 4 conventions in 4 different fields. Regarding KYC, we are not only concerned about the implementation of KYC rules, we are also concerned about the efficiency of KYC rules. And we are aware that, for instance, client onboarding is made more and more remotely without going into a branch. And that's why there is, of course, the risk-based KYC framework thanks to the European directive, but we are, the French government is modernizing.
Okay, cryptocurrency investors. These are the slides promised by the ACPR Bank de France, presented by Nathalie Bion-Demolin and her team. She is the head of Innovation Hub of the ACPR. The Digital Revolution in French Banking and Insurance Sectors, Overview, Strategies, and Challenges. Fintech Innovation. As the pace of change in the digital revolution quickens, the ACPR's Fintech Innovation Unit conducted a survey on digital transformation in the French banking and insurance sectors. The digital revolution, a structural shock sweeping the entire financial sector, characterized by 1. A wave of highly interconnected technological innovations that are nonetheless at varying levels of development. A profound change in customer behavior and expectations. 3. A multifaceted competitive framework. The strategies of French financial institutions demonstrate a genuine, though sometimes recently acquired, awakening and are based on 4 key levers. 1. Shifting corporate culture toward innovation. 2. Modernizing information systems. Overhauling and dematerializing the customer experience. 4. Harnessing and capturing value from customer data. The digital revolution creates opportunities but also leads to strategic, operational, and compliance risk. 1. The digital revolution brings strategic risks that threaten business models and profit margins. 2. The digital revolution increases the level of operational risk from information systems. The digital revolution fuels new compliance risk, particularly in consumer protection, anti-money laundering, and data protection. These are the key slides given. These are the key slides for the ACPR FinTech Innovation. Now, I will add to this some of the slides that I captured at Natalie's talk at the Fintech Symposium. Well, cryptocurrency investors, this is the end of my special report on the French FinTech Symposium. It was very, very exciting. It is something that the world was watching. I can't tell you how many people were there and how many institutions was represented, but I can just tell you there were many. Even Coinbase showed up. So this concludes my report. I hope that you appreciated the work and time that I put into it. Please share it widely. My name is Reggie Mabry, and thank you for watching my report on the new French Revolution, banking, finance, fintech, led by France. And this, I think, was exciting, and I am just so happy that Ripple XRP was there at the forefront, having a very, very interesting panels with lots of fireworks. So it is going to be an interesting 2018 and 2019 for the fintech industry. Have a wonderful day.